Salutations, my name is Kartosael, and welcome back to another episode of Thaumic Craft. So last time I mentioned that we moved into this multiplayer world. The episode was a bit chaotic and I apologize for that. So in the meantime I have done a couple of small things to my base, nothing major. This is, by the way, not my base. This used to be one of those large great wood trees with the cobwebs on them, meaning that there is one of these guys, a poisonous spider spawner. So I turned this into a grinder. Well, it's actually technically still a work in progress. The entire idea behind this glass is just a looking glass, just for the fun of it. I believe, yeah, you can place things on them. Watered glass is a bit strange. I honestly don't know if they prevent spawning. I hope they do. Otherwise, this is not as I intended. Anyway, it looks cool. If it, by the way, does not prohibit spawning, I will have to replace it with ordinary glass. So we have the spider over there. One block on top, so the spiders cannot spawn on the spawner itself. Because the point is, the spiders drop down, I think it's 17 or 18 blocks. Which means that they do not see me anymore. Spiders will track you through walls, caverns, time and space, as long as they are within 16 blocks of you. So the spiders that fall down no longer see me, which allows the water to push them to that hole where they fall into liquid death. And below the liquid death is a series of hoppers, all connected to the central hopper, which is connected to an item crate. And when a hopper is connected to an item crate, the hopper puts its items into the item crate and the item crate drops it down, just like a hopper, but without the need of redstone. So below the crate is a simple water stream ending at 3 arcane levitators in this hole all the way down. So the items are being pushed up by the arcane levitators, and as you can see, they fall into this water stream and eventually into this little box. Of course, there's a little bit of lighting there because when there wasn't, I had trouble finding the box. I am not joking. As you can see, it's not done yet. I still need one more liquid death to fill that up. There are 3 buckets of liquid death in there at the moment. So we're not there yet. One more. And the annoying thing is you need venom for that. And this produces a bit in the form of crystallized essence. Because mobs die in liquid death. I don't think I have shown that in detail. So liquid death is in your alchemy. It does produce warp to research, and even worse, it creates quite a bit of warp when you make it. It requires 32 Mortus per detail and venom. Mortus you can get from bones, and we have a grinder. Actually, I think I'll show that next. Pedito you can get from cobble, but venom is really annoying. You can get it from poisoned potatoes, but I don't grow any potatoes. And you can get it from spider eyes. Or of course a crystallized essence. So these poison spiders, they won't drop any eyes, but they will drop this. Also Terra and Bestia, which I am not really at all interested in. Bestia maybe, but we'll get to that later. But string is something you need in Thaumic for the very simple fact it's required to make enchanted fabric, which is needed in quite a bit of armor recipes. Not just these, but like Boots of the Traveler, Arcane, Runic Shielding. Yes, Runic Shielding. I do have one of these +5 rings now, so I'm a bit better armored. One of the other things I did not know, the ring shields you from all damage as long as it has charge. So when I get bit by one of those spiders, and my runic shielding is still active, I won't get poisoned either. So that's a good thing to know. More string. So that's how this little thing works. Of course, in the entrance it's all warded up. 3 would probably be enough. Actually, just putting 1 down there would have been enough. But you might know me by now, I really like overkill. So let's head over to the other spawner. Before we head over to the other grinder, I meant, not spawner, I created this little device. It's liquid death, and there's a stairs up here, meant for someone to walk into it. Now why would you want to do that, you might ask? Well, this was a test to see if a player dropped in liquid death, what would he drop? What kind of crystallized essence would he drop? Well, Salaka is the one who tested that out, and he got the exact essence that that is displayed when somebody is pointing a thermometer at his face. So that's pretty useful. For example, if you really need the Sano, the healing essentia, or Alienis, another one that's very rare. Well, not so much because we killed the dragon, so we have the end to our disposal now, but regardless, you can just, and you have a player on the server that has that aspect in them, you can just walk in and sell it, really. Unfortunately, I do not have that option. Well, I do, but my aspects are Humanus, or Manus, so that's just man, I believe, that one. Tutamen, which is armor, Bestia, and something else. I think it was Mortus. So those are 4 quite bland aspects. Now, to help with that, I have started cataloging my fellow server members. For example, Korokota, who just came online, has Auram, Humanus, Perfodio and Limus. So if we need any one of those, we could try to convince him to kill himself repeatedly. So we also have Anliv, who's Aqua, Humanus, Lux, Permutatio. Permutatio is quite nice, but I don't know. Creme, got him Humanus, Victus. She has 8 Victus in it, that's a lot. Normally you have 4 of each element. J-Preet, he has Alienus. So that made him pretty valuable until we killed the Ender Dragon yesterday. Pokedan 2, Iter, Venenum, oh yes, Venenum. Ayer Cognito Humanus Panus, Falcun Gerim Humanus Lux, nothing too special. He has Vitchim, which is kind of useful. Now if someone had Lucrum, that would be very nice. I know someone had Sano, but that was before I started recording what everybody had, unfortunately. So we're just talking a bit about the about creating magical forests. And yeah, you know what? I want to show the grinder, and I want to talk about the magical forests. Let's go for the grinder first, just quick on our way there, and then go over to the talk about what we're all doing with magical forests and stuff. Here we are at the grinder. It is loud, so I'm going to, no, that's not the sound settings, kill all the sounds, just for now. This is also a grinder by my design. Maybe you are able to see that, maybe you are not. You have those burrows, those hills, eerie land around them in Thaumic Craft, and let's use our harness to fly and use our wand to walk down. So it's a bit quite similar to what I usually do. I do have lights, I haven't installed them yet. Those I have, we'll get there soon. That's a destruction system for items. The skeletons see me. So that's a skeleton spawner. It's a zombie spawner. There was like a level of stone here, and there was a pit there with chests and another level of stone, and an eerie sinister node. The sinister node actually spawns the furious zombies, which you may or may not want in your system. That's why I have a button to pull them off. So now they do not spawn, the lights on the top have gone on. They only hinder those two spawners slightly, but whatever. We do have a slightly cheaty game master, no, operator, or whatever you call them. So we can just brick our enemies after using the standard block and crusher. And we have our Dewey Decimal, our sorting golem, that brings out stuff in here, but as you can see, it very quickly fills up. Zombie brain. One thing about zombie brain, if you eat zombie brains, you gain warp. Temporary warp, it says so in the bottom right corner. I think I can show you that. As soon as I'm hungry. That looks really stupid, so let's just try and get hungry so I can show you. Anyway, so we have the furious zombies, turn off, and there is a system in here. Experience mode, and levers up. I don't know who put that dog there. So they fall in here, you get the standard system, or you can put it on item mode. Also clears all the mobs because they fall here into liquid death. I really like my liquid death. And they just die, pretty much. And they give you items like these shards, which can be very useful. So that's, yeah, actually that's all there is to this little thing. Still, I'm happy about it. I like the way it looks. Sorry for the jumping, but I'm trying to get hungry so I can show you this. But wow, I'm really saturated, it seems. I might change this still, because I'm not loving the way it looks. It's functional, but I think I want a chest and a golem. I also really like golems. I use them pretty much as I can. So I think I'll put the chest somewhere where you can put your junk in that you want rid, and a golem will bring it to a hopper. Connect to an item grade connected to lava. I also really like item grades. Revision constraint game. Haha, I can stare you all to death now. At least that stuff doesn't work through a full block, but that works. That feels so slow without my boots. My proper boots. So I'm going back to my base and talk about the magical forest stuff. And probably hungry by then. Alright, didn't intend to record, but you can see my health. Deadly gaze damages everything in your sight. Oh my word, my armor is almost broken. And I stepped out of the portal and there were two zombie pigmen. Yep, I damaged them just by looking at them. And I aggroed them. Much to my disdain. So be careful with that. When you have this, you probably don't want to be in the nether. We're at my base, still with the grim vision, but we have enough hunger to eat this. In the bottom right corner, you have gained temporary warp. Also hunger, it acts a lot like zombie flesh. However, last night I ate like 32 of them. If you eat too many of them too rapidly, you get permanent warp, not just temporary warp. And after half a stack, I got attacked by 6 Eldritch Guardians at the same time. So I can't really remember what my base looked like last week. But as you can see, I'm spreading magical forest all around. And I got grass everywhere because I got a silk touch axe. Not too happy about the fact that's on my axe. But I finally got silk touch, I was happy enough with that. Now I also got it on a pig, but that came a lot later. And of course it's night and I'm not alone, so I can sleep. Regardless, let's just get on with it. So here I'm trying to create a magical forest. I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. So the way magical forest biome spreads, sorry pig, is you need a pure node. I heard you. Oh my word. Is you need a pure node inside a tree. If you get just a tree, it doesn't work. If you get just a pure node, it doesn't work either. Because there was like a pure node somewhere around here. Since just spawned in the map, just generated like that. But as you can see, there's no magical forest here. And that node is actually down below. I think it's that one. And it didn't spread any magical forest. So you need them both. And that one was miscalculated. Oh, he wants to sleep. I'll just relog. Because my bed is too far away. Now, spreading magical forests. They have a disadvantage with regards to naturally occurring magical forests. In the fact that magical forests generate with mana beans. The mana bean mechanism has changed a lot in 4.2. But I can't show you. I can't even experiment with it because I don't have any. And they do not spawn when you create one of these magical forest biomes. So that's a disadvantage. But one of these things, these nodes, slowly turns the area around it into a magical forest. To be precise, it's a 15 by 15 square. So it's 7 that way, excluding this one. 7 that, 7 that, 7 that, and infinitely high and low. So it's just almost a chunk. It's not 16 by 16. I believe not quite sure. I actually honestly checked that. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's a 15 by 15. So to optimize your use of these saplings, because they are pretty annoying to come by, even if I have quite a bunch, that's just pure luck. Yeah, nodes usually turn into pale when you take them. So to optimize this, we have our center, which is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the border of our magical forest. So the next tree will have to go 8 from here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the tree will be here, which of course is a bit of an annoying place to put it. Up here. Nope, probably still not enough space. Well, maybe it is. I prefer to have as much space as I possibly can, because I want as much leaves as I possibly can to increase the chance of getting saplings back. So you need a pattern like this for the tree to grow. And just put it down, really. And hello, zombie meat. And of course you can wait for hours, because silverwood trees have the tendency of growing really slow. However, if you use a hoe of growth on them, there's no need to wait. And as you can see, this tree is absolutely useless to me, because it has no node in it. So this thing won't work for me. This will not expand my biome. So I'll take it down and I'll plant a new one. The tree has been taken down and I actually got 2 saplings out of that, which is very nice. And look, this one does have a node. So this will slowly but surely spread its magical biome goodness all over the place. It's still extreme hills, but soon enough it will change and my magical forest will grow that much bigger, which isn't a whole lot, but hey, it's still bigger, right? That's all that counts. It's bigger. Alright, so I went ahead and used a couple more saplings to create a whole bunch of these trees and spread the biome a lot further. But this is going to be an interesting experiment. This is an eerie biome, although the node has been destroyed. Not by me, by the way. Ouch, hungry nodes suck so bad. But what's going to win? The magical forest or the eerie? Does the magical forest overwrite this eerie biome or not? That's going to be the question. But these are already working, which I can show down here. Let's get this off screen. This used to be a small strip of magical biome, but as you can see, it starts to pop up here and here and here. So the trees are certainly working, and we get nice lush green grass all across the base. I'm not quite sure where this is, but this requires another tree. Maybe it's the one that has the eerie close by? Possibly. Also, I switched this one off because they regenerate faster, and this one has aqua, which I sorely lack. So apart from that, by the way, little has changed in the base. We have a bit... Oh, stupid thing. Still don't know why it does that. So I did start off making this automated elementum creation system. Oh, looks like we're out of potato. And we're out of cactus. I need more lamps of growth there. But it's not completely automated yet. This one is being refilled by that guy. But this one isn't. And finally this thing has stopped producing. So maybe soon-ish I will reactivate this system. Because it's turned off right now, because this column fetter stops this guy from putting anything in that hopper. And I almost sliced my poor golem. Oh, I should drain you of experience. I don't know if they have max. Oh my word. Oh my word. There's a lot in there. Huh. Nice. I got some expedito. Draws from this guy, and he made another elementum. You got plenty. And I need to create a golem that inserts elementum into that guy, and then it will be fully automated. Now is this going? Not too well, because you have no fuel. Fair enough. Regardless, I'm going to fix that by adding some fuel. Sure, I could put in the elementum, but the system isn't quite automated yet, so might as well use coal for now. That's the end of this episode. And let's not hold a fish that looks so bad. I'm going to take off my helmet. Oh, I forgot to turn my skin back to normal. This is my 1.8 skin, but it doesn't look as... It's a bit weird when it's in 1.7, because it doesn't make much sense without the asymmetry, because my... Oh well. We'll cover that another time maybe. So, I always say thank you very much for watching, and I will do this again. But I want to make sure you know, I really appreciate that you guys are watching. Each and every one of you, taking time out of their busy days to watch, or hey, maybe even just listen to my episodes. I thank you very much for that. And I sincerely hope what I said, and I sincerely mean it when I say, I hope to see you again in the next episode.